Hi, I was gonna make a little video here, show you how I made my little redneck shooting blind rifle assist. I don't know what you call it, but anyway, this is something I built to go in my shooting house. I'll show another video when I get it installed, but it's what I made to go in my shooting house so it hold my rifle. It's like a rifle rest for my shooting house, and this is a really cheap, inexpensive little thing I made to set my rifle in. It's a basically just a hinge, old barn hinge. I'll show you what I got a couple of these laying around. I'll show you, but it 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 swivels. See, this turns, and I just take it completely out. I put a wing. That's a piece of all thread. You could use a long bolt or whatever, but I put a wing nut on it so I could adjust the height. During the off season, this will probably sit on a shelf inside my shooting house. But anyway, as you can see, from under here, I can adjust the height of it by turning that nut, wing nut. I'm planning on mounting this thing in a way that my windows that I have in my shooting house open to the inside. So this piece will have to come off until I open my window, you know. Then once I open my window, I'll set this in here, and this part goes on the inside of my shooting house, and I'm gonna put this on the outside of my shooting house. I'll put me some screws, you know, in through here into my 2x4 and it's gonna take a little kind of. I'm gonna take two people to mount it because I want to make sure I get it, you know, the angles and all that right, get the height right. And this particular shooting house that I'm going to put this one in, I've got a tree that I may have to shoot around. So anyway, I made several different notches, and that basically just a 2x4, a little strip of scrap wood that I have, and a little 1x4. All this is scrap wood. This is a scrap 2x4. And this is like three little scrap 1x pieces that I screwed together and then drilled a hole that's all the way through. It goes all the way through. You can't see it, but anyway, and this just sits in there. And the wing nut adjusts the height of this, and this swivels. And that old barn hinge that I got it sitting in my vise right now on my barn hinge. You can't see it, but basically my barn hinge screws to the 2x4, and it screws to the back side of these 1x pieces that I've got this on. And it you know, it gives me a lot of options as to being able to adjust it where I can whatever angle I want to shoot at, I can shoot. And this is again my outside piece. I put this spacer in here to give me a little distance, you know, from the gun barrel to the where my stock. I'm actually going to have. I've got my rifle out here, and my trigger's going to be back here. So the stock's going to sit in here. My trigger right here. Basically, the stock will be, you know, back out here. So that gives me about 20 inches because I've got a 2x4 under my, you know, this will go under my window, and there's a 2x4 here. So it gives me about, I got a piece of plywood on the outside, so it's about 4 inches from this piece to this piece. And you know, overall, it gives me enough that it'll hold my rifle, I believe. I'll show you when I when I put it on. So I'll show another video of it installed. But this is like the barn hinge that I put on this, an old barn hinge, old rusty old barn hinge. And, you know, this one is actually probably a better hinge than the one I'm using, because it's a little tighter. The one I've got's got some slack in it. Doesn't hurt anything. I'll show you what I mean when I say the slack in it. I don't know if you can see this on this video, but that's just slack in that pin in the hinge. It's not going to hurt anything, because, you know, I've got the adjustment on it. But there's different varieties of hinges you could use to do this. And I covered it. I covered this and I wanted something a little soft to protect my I want it quiet, number one, and then to protect my gun stock. And what I've got, and I've found this at like a Dollar General. This is shelving material, and it's a huge roll, and it's like $2. And I use that, and then some spray adhesive glue to spray. I've got all my shelving in my shooting house coated in this. But this is a good find, I think, in it for a shooting house. But you've got to use that spray adhesive glue, cut it to fit maybe your shelves, or like in my case, the gun stock rest, and just spray it, cut it out, and mash it down. Fit. It works really well. I've got it on shelving. It's been in there for over a year, and you know, it stays. And this roll that I've got in my hand now, it's probably half used up. And I think it was like $2. And it works it works really good. It's real soft, quiet shelving material. So anyway, that's just my little redneck version. I mean, I know you can buy these things or whatever, but this was a cheap, easy, half a day in my shop little project that I did. And I'll show another video once I get it installed in my shooting house, show you how it works and what it actually looks like. All right, got any questions or comments, put them in the comments and I'll reply or respond. Thank you.